Welcome to today's episode of The Big Messy Bun. We are sitting here entering the 14th episode, you guys. 14 times I have sat in this chair, maybe not this chair, maybe another chair, but I have brought you an episode every week for the last 14 weeks. I think we even had a bonus episode there when I was out visiting Jack. So today's episode, I'm going to ask you a huge solid. If you could give the show a follow. There's lots of people that watch or listen to podcasts and they don't hit the follow, and it actually helps shows grow. So I'm still in the learning phases of this, but I'm going to just guess that the more follows you get, helps the show grow. So if you could just hit the subscribe button, and if you think what I'm sharing could help a friend, please send this off to a friend so we can help other people. All right. Today we're going to be talking about staying in your lane. Okay. Staying in your lane of focus. The other night I was teaching a fitness class and we do an exercise. It's called the running arms or the running man, whatever you want to call it. But we basically run like we're running on a running track. And I share this story about Casper. When Casper was about 8 or 9 years old, he was in a track and field competition. He was running in a race, and there was about 8 lanes in this race, 6 to 8 lanes. I can't remember exactly. Well, they were all lined up. He was so excited, right? He was a fast little runner. He's going to do so good. Well, the gun goes off, boom, or pow, or whatever the gun does. Casper falls flat on his face, flat out. All the other little kids got ahead of him. And then all of a sudden, Casper gets up and he runs so fast. He beats these other kids. He gets past these other kids. But as he's running in his lane, as he's running, he decided to look back. If you're on the audio, you're going to just like listen to me. But if you see on the video, he turns his head over his shoulder to look at where the other people were. When he did that, he ran out of his lane. He still was the first one to cross the finish line, but because he ran out of his lane, the same distance, he was disqualified. And I'll never forget that little kid coming into the stands after. I didn't think he was disqualified. I didn't have a clue. I'm like, wow, right on. You wiped out. You got up. You kept going. And he was DQ'd. He didn't get anything for that race. And that little guy's face, he was lip quivering, but he held it together. He went on to the rest of that competition to do really well. I was really proud of how quickly he just like, whatever, like I screwed up. At 8 or 9 years old, he knew he had to regain his focus to do good at the rest of the events. I share this with my classes when I'm teaching them. And the other night, as I was teaching them and I was shared this story, I just thought about life and how many times are we so worried about looking at this person or that person and what they're doing, when really, if we could just focus on our own self first, focus on your health first, your happiness, what rocks your world, what makes you feel fired up. And not worry about all of the other parts, like how is this person doing in her business, or that person in their health journey, or how is that person doing with her addiction, sobriety journey, whatever it is, right? Whatever the thing is, when you can stay in your lane of focus. Now, last week, I believe we talked about the fact, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I can't keep track. We talked about stay the course until, right? We stay the course in something until it no longer serves us or it's not working for you. Then you make a switch. But today is about when you are on a mission. Maybe you're trying to start a health journey and you have so many ideas coming at you and there's just too many, but you know you've decided to do 2 or 3 things. You've decided to put some more vegetables on your plate. You've decided to lift some heavier weights, and maybe you decide to get out for a walk. And those are the 3 things. You're like, I am focusing on that. I'm going to focus on that. And then you're not going to worry when somebody comes into the office and they just bought a new red light therapy machine and they're swearing by it. Like, you know what? You got to get this. Red light therapy is going to change your world. And it might. But if your focus, you are going to stay in your lane and figure that shit out first for yourself. Maybe you do add the red light there. Maybe you add a trampoline. I don't know what you're going to add to your world, but staying in your lane, not worrying. We get so caught up comparing ourselves to other people that we talk ourselves out of doing things. And another thing we're very fearful of, we're so afraid of failing. We really are. I saw a quote today and it said, a winner is a loser that tried one more time. A winner is a loser that tried one more time, meaning a person that just kept going for it, kept taking the shots, putting in the reps. Jack and I talked about this last week, about putting in the reps in life, putting in the reps in a workout, putting in time in something. You can't expect to just pick up a guitar and know how to play it. You've got to learn a few things about it. Then you got to practice and practice and practice. That's the way it goes. It just doesn't happen overnight. I think we're so quick, though, to just give up when it doesn't happen in 3 minutes or 3 days or even 30 days or even 3 years. You guys, we've got to put in this time. And then you can look back. And when you've put in the time and you get to be, say, 80 or 90 years old, or even, I'm going to use my own example, my own age. I'm 53. And I've had to put in some hard work in the last 5 years to rebuild my life. Really lots of reps, lots of days where I had to crawl out of bed to go do life. And there was days I did not want to do this. I told my class this last night. Not that I didn't want to show up for them, but I was freaking burnt out. I was sore. I was tired. I was sick in most of 2020 and 2021, and nobody knew. I had a very debilitating health problem that nobody knew about, but I just really had to keep going. Turns out I was in perimenopause. I had no fucking clue why I felt like I was falling apart. And on top of that, I had pelvic organ prolapse that was absolutely one of the worst things that's ever happened to me. I know. So in that time, I still did the work. I still put in the reps. Were they as good and as solid as my reps are today? Probably not, but they were done. They were consistent. And so we have to keep putting in the reps in life, whatever it is. Maybe today you're like, okay, I really want to do this thing I've been thinking of. I don't want you to hold back anymore about, I'm going to look stupid, or, I should have started. You know what? I should have started 5 years ago. So I'm not even going to bother working on my health, right? Why bother? Start. I just finished teaching a fitness class this morning to 65 to 100-year-olds. We had a brand new lady in today. First time. She was 87. First time ever that she ever lifted little weights in her life. Ever. 87. Guess what she did today? She started. Did she know what she was doing? Nope. Did she get comfortable in a chair and did I help her get settled in? Yeah. Do you think you might need a mentor? You might. You might need someone to help you along the process. If it's brand spanking new and you don't know what you're doing, but you really want to do it, you will get resourceful, friends. You will figure it out. If there's one underlining message in this podcast is you will figure it out. From the very beginning of episode 1 to today's episode 14, I am just continually trying to figure it out. Guess what the lady did at class today? Her whole workout. Yep, she did. She's 87 years old. She got educated. She got empowered today, and she moved her body. And she moved it in a way that's going to help with all of her conditions that she's got going on. She's got a few happening. So now she's starting her journey at 87. So maybe you're listening to this and you're 32, or maybe you're 56, or maybe you're 64. I don't know what your age is. But if you have something brewing on your heart that you've been really wanting to go for or really change, like maybe you're like, I'm so sick and tired of X, Y, or Z. It will not change if you don't change something. You can wish it, you can think it, you can read all the books you want. You can listen to all the podcasts you want. You can listen to all the motivational everythings. Read the quotes, collect the quotes, get them tattooed on your body. But until you take action, Until you take the action, nothing changes. Nothing changes. And so today I want to inspire you and remind you that you can do this. And yes, it is figure outable because somebody ahead of you has done it, right? You have this idea, maybe a dream, something really massive. Do you know you can do it because somebody else has shown you the way? Somebody else out there has done this. I guarantee you, I would love to know if you have something that you're really wanting to do and nobody's done it. Just think, nobody's done it. So you can do it your way. Who gives a shit what it is? You can be the trailblazer. You can be the one that lights the way for others. And maybe you're like me and you're like, I want to do a podcast and I don't know what I'm doing. So guess what I did? Google, YouTube, and I reached out to others that have done it. I also listened to 10 million podcasts. I had an idea of how they're done. I had an idea of that. And I've been working on my speaking skills since I was like 3. So I love talking. I love storytelling. I love chatting. Love it. And so I was like, why don't I have a podcast? And so on January 1st this year, I ripped out the mic and I pulled out my laptop and I pressed play on this thing, record. I didn't press play, I pressed record, not knowing how to upload, not knowing how it was going to sound, not knowing how to get on Apple, Spotify. I didn't know how to do any of it. And I figured it out. We're on episode 14 of The Big Messy Bun. My bun's looking great. I have a beautiful necklace on today from my granddaughters, feeling alive, feeling strong, feeling powerful. 53 years old. I'm like, I don't want to get to the end. I do not want to get to the end of my time here on earth and have regrets. Nope. I don't want to get to next week and be like, dang it, I shoulda. I fucking hate that shoulda. It's like you're shitting all over yourself. You got to stop shitting all over yourself and just get in that driver's seat. Take the action and go. You will figure it out. Trust me. You've got to trust me. I had no freaking clue how to start an online fitness business 4 years ago. I had no clue. We are rocking the Zoom workouts, you guys. I had no clue. I had no clue how I was going to learn to rebuild my life again in 2020. I had a little previous help because or previous experience because I had been through a breakup before. But this one was different. I was way far away from all of my friends and family. I had no job and I figured it out. Then I moved here 2 years ago to my new home. And I was just walking my girl today thinking about that 2 years ago, that's 2 years on the 1st of April, that 2 years ago, I was starting fresh again. So I want you to understand something, that you are wildly capable. Even though you might be feeling a little buried right now, you're just a little seed that's been planted and you're gonna bloom. But you've got to do the work. You can't just sit under the blankets and pray and hope that it's going to get better. You can't sit back and just hope somebody fixes it for you. You've got to do it. And guess what is so rewarding? It is so rewarding to get in the driver's seat of your life, take responsibility, and then take action. It is so fucking powerful to do that. Even though you think it might be easier, and it might be easier for like a moment to have someone do life for you, but do you really want someone to do your life for you? No. No, you don't. You don't. You don't want someone to just take care of all the shit. You want to know your stuff. You want to know how to do the things. You want to know. You want to have agency in your life. And so for today, I want you to think of a couple things. One, how Casper fell flat on his face, got up, got ahead, but he got distracted, just like I just did. He got distracted by the people coming behind him. Stay in your lane, forward. The next, Don't forget that a winner is a loser that just tried one more time. So maybe today is the day you're going to kick a habit that's not serving you. You're just done with it. Today is the day. You just got to do it for one more day. Wake up every day and say this to yourself. For today, I am not going to do X, Y, or Z. Or for today, I'm going to live my healthiest, best life. Just for today. Don't worry about like fucking 30 years. Don't worry about that. Just for one more day. Just for one more day. And that's it for today. I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to remind you guys to let yourself off the hook for those things that are no longer your responsibility, and then take massive responsibility for you, because you are so worth it. You're smart, you are capable, and yes, you can do this too. That's it, folks. See you next week.